message with God.
Oh, we would love that, Mercedes. You would love that?
With what?
There's tomorrow here?
Yeah.
That's everyone knows.
Well, I knew we were going to do this tonight. I thought that it was not an option. So. Love it.
Do you guys want to talk about it as a family tonight? Or you're all good on it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just go with the flow.
Okay, no, good. You look like it.
But we don't, he's the last to know anything.
Yeah, always. Always.
Yeah. Right.
I also work with women.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes,
They know the,
good times.
I know the drill. Are these all yours?
This is mine. I don't
This is
know.
the canners. Okay, this is yours.
Mhm.
And the canners, I guess this is the canners also.
Yes.
A lot of books up
Oh, that's kind of scary. I have one question for Visham, or not Vishamru. Vachavta. If I go like wait. ואהבת אל אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך וחיו. We're here like ואהבת אל אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל wait, maybe it's here. But one of them, is there like two different tunes that you can like, or like two different paths that you can go down?
You could do
where you, like, add-
Oh,
yeah, that's what I was.
It's either one is okay. Whatever comes out, and remember, we're singing as a group, so you'll go with the flow on that.
Wait, הדברים האלה.
Now you're overthinking it. You know
Okay,
it.
okay,
You're good.
okay.
Sadie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Boop, 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 boop.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Roger, over and out. Hey, Carol. Hey, Hart.
Rachel, when do you go?
He wasn't.
You have to go for orientation.
Right, so we go on the 18th, on the 18th, we'll go on our second, she has other first year counselors that we're off flying in.
Yeah.
From Florida, so we're all gonna drive, so I'm driving. Oh, you're. So there goes all my space. So we're gonna stop over, got
And then campers.
Campers on Sunday.
They make up the route. Pretty much.
I'll put that list together with my staff. But it's returning to the aside from that, I'll let my
I'm just gonna physical science, ninth grade physical science, and social studies. Mark it up. Mark it up. Mark it up.
So Hannah, we still using, did we just go over these times or what?
Like what I would use tomorrow is going to be different from the sanctuary class.
You want to have?
And when I use it, not that much.
Okay, folks. How about if we begin on page 16. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Ohev Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Kadosh Baruch Hu Uli L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malchei Amlachim Kadosh Baruch Hu Tzedchem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim Kadosh Baruch Hu. So let's find ourselves within the Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. So within Psalm 96, which we'll find on page 24, count up 4 lines from the bottom of the page. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Here we go. Hashamayim, hashamayim, kel haaretz. השמיים, השמיים, עגל הארץ, ירמיים פם פם, ירמיים פם פם, ומלואו פם פם, פם פם, פם פם, השמיים, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, תגל הארץ. So let's turn from the closing verses of Psalm 96 to the closing verse of Psalm 99. Let's turn together to page 30, the last two lines. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu. Let us exalt Adonai our God, v'hishtachavu lahar kodsho, and to bow on God's holy mountain, the Temple Mount, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, for Adonai our God is holy. Romamu. Memo Adonai Eloheinu. Well, I think we're ready for Lecha Dodi now. So why don't we turn to page 38. The first two stanza on page 38, then we'll turn to page 40 for the first, the fourth, and the fifth stanzas. So altogether we have 5 stanzas, first and second on 38, first, fourth, and fifth on 40. Here we go. Come, my beloved, Lecha Dodi. likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Okay, let's all relax, have a seat. Sabbath Psalm, Psalm 92. Let's find ourselves 42, page 42, 43. So let's rise. We'll turn to the beginning of the Mariv service for the Shabbat. Beha'alotecha, the lighting of the menorah in the Mishkan. Mariv begins page 50. Rachel, Robbie, if you'll come up. Don't have tons of room here, but you can, somehow they put the table all the way up here. Just slide the door open. Great. Bum, bum. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Together, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bidbaro Ma'ariv Aravi B'chuchma Poteach She'arim U'bitbuna Meshane Itim ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור.
תמיד לא חלינה לרעה
Baruch Shemo. Amen. Sadie, if you'll find yourself next to the cantor, because we're going to turn first to page 50. And as soon as cantor does the Chatima, the closing blessing, you're then going to take us into the Shema on the next page. Page 52, 53. Yasher Koach, Sadie, beautiful. Let's find ourselves in the middle paragraph on page 57. Therefore, to keep these words of mine, God says, in your heart and in your soul. Bind them as a sign upon your arm, and let them be a reminder above your eyes, which we do as we wear tefillin on weekday mornings. Teach them to your children, speaking of them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down, and when you rise up in the morning. Write them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Thus your days and the days of your children will be multiplied on the land which God promised to your ancestors for as long as the heavens remain over the earth. Okay. How about if we turn to page 60? And we'll find ourselves 8 lines. Count up 8 lines. Cantor is back just in the nick of time. Sadie, it's all yours. We'll join together with you. Vishamru, page 64. Off you go. את השבת לעשות, השבת לדורותם ברית. שמרו בני ישראל לעשות תורותם ברית עולם. לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת תורותם ברית עולם. יישר כוח, Sadie. Sweet. Chatzi Kaddish, 66. Amen. Amen. Yishmei Rabbanivah. Take a few moments for individual and quiet prayer, reflection, meditation. We can find the evening Amidah in the Siddur, beginning on page 69 and then continuing through to the conclusion. So Sadie, I see two Kiddush cups up here. I don't know why we get two Kiddush cups on Friday night and Saturday these days. You ready for Kiddush? Okay, how about if we all rise?
Well, the one little one, so that one was supposed to be for you, and then the little one is the one we use every Friday night.
This one is for me.
That one's for you, yeah. And that's the bad one for Rabbi and one for you.
You know, I've never done in this public Kiddush in 40 years.
No, it's for Cameron.
But I'm Mercedes.
But it's the.
No. I want to give Sadie the cup that serves. I guess if I were polite, I would drink some of it because it's being forceful. Okay, off you go, Sadie. It's all yours.
I am everyone.
Laura, Karen, you just want juice? All right. Good.
So folks, you may know, sure, finish your wine first. Don't let me interrupt, you know. How was it, sweetie? Good? Good juice? Okay. So you probably all know the story or the joke, I don't know if it's supposed to be a story or a joke, about the rowboat and the flood. So there's a terrible forecast that there's going to be a terrible flood coming, the rains are going to come, when they're going to stop, nobody knows, and then the rains start and the flood is starting, and there's a guy who is a man filled with great faith, and he turns to God and he says, God, he says, I don't know how bad this is going to get. The waters could go over my house. He said, but I pray to you and I have great faith in you. Save me from the waters of the flood. Just save me, God. That's all I ask of you. I've served you my whole life. So already the waters are starting to rise, and there's a guy outside with a rowboat, and he sees his friend Moish. He's standing right outside the front door. He says, Moish, come on in the boat. Moish says, no, don't need it. I pray to God, I have great faith. God will save me. God will save me. So the rains continue, the waters rise. The next guy comes by in a motorized boat and sees Moish already on the second story of the house. He says, Moish, come on into the, I got a motorized boat. Come on in. Moish says, no, I don't need it. Been a faithful man my whole life. Prayed to God. My whole life prayed to God, and I'll be okay. Well, the third thing that happens is now he's standing on his roof, and there's a helicopter that comes and says, Moish, here, I'm going to drop this down. Just take it. Save yourself. Moish says, I prayed to God. Anyhow, to make a long story short, it doesn't take that much longer that the waters come up to his and over his head, and poor Moish is fallen. He's gone. So he gets up to the pearly gates and he says, God, I've been a faithful man my whole life. I pray to you every day. And now I ask you for this one thing. He says, I ask you that you save me from the flood. He says, God, where were you when I needed you? God answers Moish with an expletive, which I won't say right now in polite company. But you can imagine, and God speaks Yiddish, so you can imagine what the word is. So God says, Bump, Moish, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. What'd you want? So you know what? That's our story. That's our story, isn't it? It's our story. I mean, how many more signs do we need that our world is falling apart? How much more do we need until we start paying some attention? You know, for a couple of years, we were afraid to be indoors with other people, so we wanted to be outdoors. This past week, we can't be outdoors, because if you have any kind of a respiratory problem, even if you don't, breathing in that stuff, which I don't really understand the whole thing, but the particles are still around. You breathe them in, they get into your lungs. It's not good. It's just not good. So we had to cancel a Phillies game. Okay, it's worth waiting a night until they'll win 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. That part's okay. But, it's scary, isn't it? It's scary. And if you're not scared, you should be scared. There's something wrong with you. So, I had this like worst thought. The worst thought was, well, they said the game is going to be postponed one day, so the game will be tomorrow night. And then I thought about, in the beginning, when we first started postponing things, like we postponed the bat mitzvah. Ken, you remember Alana Fraserman's bat mitzvah? We postponed it 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We thought, in 2 weeks it'll be fine. We'll have a bat mitzvah. Then we postponed it 5 months. What's the guarantee that in a couple of days everything will be fine? And for those, how many millions of Americans do you think there are that believe that global warming is not really an issue? How many Americans do you think there are? How many Americans can be that dumb? Or how many Americans can be that uninformed? Well, look how many Americans, your fellow Americans, they are your fellow Americans, who will vote for somebody who says that there is no such thing as global warming. That's a statement. That's making a pretty profound, God bless you, Canada, a pretty profound statement. So, what do we do? So, when I say that this is a sign by God, did you just take it as a matter of, well, these things happen, that fires that are up there in Canada, I never knew that there were forest fires in Canada. I thought it's too cold to have forest fires up there, right? So they have forest fires. And here, it's affecting us here in the Philadelphia area, but it's affecting people in North and South Carolina and in Georgia. This is crazy, 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 crazy. So, well, these things happen from time to time. It's not climate change. It happens from time to time. This has never happened before. It has never happened in this part of I think any part of the United States where we have been inundated with this kind of an air lack of quality. This has never happened before. And yes, Canada does have forest fires, but they don't happen for another couple months. They're happening now. Yes, Maddie? Wait, say that again. They purposely set fires so it would get warmer.
No, they purposely said it because it makes it, to make it warmer in Canada.
That's what I mean, to make it warmer in Canada. They set all these fires.
Yeah.
So, okay.
They only said it when these Norway, the cities are this stuff, and then only the Muslim areas, they don't set that much.
Maddie, tell me, I didn't hear that, so where did you hear it? What? So Maddie, should we, look, you are so smart, Maddie. I know how smart you are. Should we believe everything that we see or hear or read on the internet? They got videos of it. How do you know it was a true video? Or it may have been maybe on a cold winter night, guys making a fire. How do you know that it was being done by all these people around Canada right now to make these fires? Yes.
I just came back from Toronto and
yeah.
They do set some fires what they call controlled burns, which are sometimes in clear certain areas remote prone, but the drought situation is unprecedented up there. The snow drop, and it's literally, what they say, a tinderbox. And even, many of the fires, most of the smoke we're getting is from Quebec.
Sure. It was from Nova Scotia.
There were roughly about 400 fires going right now.
Yeah.
And, only a few of them were the result of controlled burns. Most of them
Yeah, you know what a controlled... Yeah, thanks, Michael. You know what a controlled burn is? So when a fire starts, so it spreads as long as there's something to burn, it just keeps spreading. And it spreads to where people's homes are. So what they do is they take a area and they burn it under really controlled conditions so that now it burns down. They're watching it very carefully. It burns down. And so when the real fire reaches it, there's nothing to burn anymore. But that's under a very controlled situation. So you know what, Maddie? I really think, and Michael, said it also. We just came back from Toronto, so that's you be in Toronto, you know what's going on. So you know what? People are saying all kinds of things. That's the issue. People turn on certain TV stations or don't turn them on. But if you do, you're going to hear all kinds of crazy things. This is all a hoax. It's all a hoax. And we're so dumb that we all fell for the hoax, that people wanted to do it. But, yeah. So anyhow, what, Rachel? You're good? No, I just want to say the other message that I get from all this is, we think that it can happen there and they're in trouble. They'll get the virus. They'll have the problem. There were 304 fires going on simultaneously in Israel. Israel's a tiny country. 304 separate fires in Israel. It's crazy. So it made me think of the words, no man is an island entire of itself. Every man, and sorry for the usage of the man words, but this was written by John Donne, who was born in 1572. He was 8 years younger than a guy, maybe you never heard of him, William Shakespeare. This is John Donne. He lived at the same time as Shakespeare. He says, no man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent. Here they're talking about the European continent. A part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, and boy, things are being washed away by the sea these days. The waters are arising. The ice is melting. He says Europe is less. Okay, let's just end with a piece of trivia. Who sang this song? No man is an island, no man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me, each man's grief is my own. Anybody? Who it was sung by? What's that? Perry Como? It sounds like a Perry Como kind of like thing. No man, yeah. Okay, listen. 2 hours ago, I didn't know who sang it either. But I knew that I wanted to use the words. So I just did what Maddie did. I went to the internet. I looked it up. What am I going to do? So, how can I say this is true? But the internet that I used, it said Joan Baez. Remember Joan Baez? Yeah, Joan Baez. What'd you say, Michael?
I was close. I thought it was Big Secret.
Okay, same genre. Yeah. Okay, folks, so listen, we're all in this together. We're not islands. What happens to others is going to happen to us. What happens to us is going to happen to others. Why don't we join hands and find a way to work on this together? Otherwise, we're going to wind up like the guy who didn't get in the boat. Okay. Here's a happy, uplifting thought for tonight. Okay. Aleinu, 118. מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוקר שמיים ויוסד הארץ מושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו כפי מרומים אמת מלכנו אפס עולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום השיבות אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ invited to be seated. So we call to mind those whose yortzites have been observed during the course of this past week. We recall the loving memories of Francis A. Kaufman, Milton Katz, Berthold Greenhut, Israel Lewis Fishman, William Bellman, Abraham Friedman, Eileen Jacobs, Dave Jones, Francis Weinstein, Ethel Surden, Helen Lipson, Dorothy M. Kerr, Marilyn Letwack, Robert Kahn, Phyllis Katz, Edith Hirsch-Gordon, may each of their memories continue to be cherished for a loving blessing. So if all those reciting Kaddish would rise, we'll find Kaddish Yatom on page 124. Yitgadal v'yitkadash meraba. V'yolma divra chirutei v'yamlich machutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman karev imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach. Le'olam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnasei, v'yithadar, v'yitoleh, v'yithalal, shmei dekucha berecho, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'olma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu, V'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. So, one announcement tonight, and that is that 1 week from tonight, weather permitting and the air quality permitting, we're going to have our annual June outdoor service. We're going to be on the Ohev Shalom lawn. Bring a lawn chair or a beach chair, whatever kind of chair you want to sit in. Or you can bring a blanket and have a picnic while we're doing the service, sit in whatever you'd like to sit. We're also going to be honoring graduates from anything, from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, tech school, graduate school, professional school, everything. And we're also celebrating an Aufruf next Friday night. Somebody explain what an Aufruf is? I don't know that everybody knows. What? Were you raising? No. I think that you guys probably never heard the term before. Who can explain it? Someone's getting married. Normally they have an aliyah to the Torah, and then a special blessing is said for them. And so this is going to happen on Friday night. So we're going to bring out a chuppah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Be a great evening. So it brings back a memory. So I was still in high school, and I grew up in a conservative synagogue. And one Shabbos, my friend Wendy Lassman, who made Aliyah right after high school, she went to Hebrew University, and she still lives in Israel. So we decided we were going to go to the Young Israel. It's an Orthodox shul. Young Israel, right? So we both walk in together. She goes upstairs, and I sit with the men, right? Yeah. So, they're figuring out, I guess, what are we doing there? Like, they never saw us before. Why did we happen to come in and a male and a female together? So I had an aliyah, and then everybody started wishing me mazel tov. And I thought, what for? So they're ready to say a blessing for my chusana, my wedding that's going to happen, of course, tomorrow. So, guys, calm down. It's not that great. Can you believe it? 2 Jews just came to daven. 2 Jews. Yeah. Okay, Cantor, any announcements on your part?
The only announcement I wanted to make is that at the end of the month, June 24th, Saturday, we're celebrating 25 years of Adam Tickman York, so this chapter is named, being with Ohev, the merge between the 2 congregations. So we're celebrating 20 years, recognizing all of our members who came from there, and it'll be a lovely service, and then the worship will follow. So we'd love to have as many people with us for that.
Great. So you know what, Sadie? If I didn't have plans to come to services tomorrow morning, which I do, of course, but I'm planning to be here. But if I didn't have plans to be here tomorrow morning, after hearing that Kiddush tonight, I said to myself, I want to be here tomorrow morning. Wow. What?
Thank you.
No, what a sweet voice. Thank you. What a sweet voice you have. And you're going to hear a great Devar Torah from Sadie. And she has a really great delivery. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, Robbie and Rachel, Mazal Tov. Great to share this joy with us. You and your family are a tremendous joy to us. So great to have this opportunity to share a simcha with you. Ellie and Livy just came back from Israel. Still have that Israel glow. Look at them. Okay. Me too. Grandparents, mazel tov. Great to be together for another simcha. Mazel tov. Great to be together, folks. If anybody asks you how many people were at services, just tell them it was like almost standing room only. So they'll say, well, what am I missing? Oh, I better go next week. Okay. So, Adon Olam, 128. Azai melech shemonika. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Come join us for the Ohev Shabbat, sponsored by the Beteshes in honor of Sadie becoming a bat mitzvah. Anybody wants another little shot of wine? It's right here for you. Here for the taking. Here for the taking.